I work with Max Performance and I call myself the swim guru. I work with Tim at the swim clinics. You may also have seen me in the transition area pushing you around a little bit. And I have a little micro business called Try Swim Buddies, where I teach people how to swim more efficiently. We decided to create this newsletter entry for citing as a video entry rather than a written entry, because citing's a little complicated. We wanted to make it easier for you. Citing is important because everyone has a pull, whether it is your dominant side or your non-dominant side. So women, as a gross generality, tend to pull to our non-dominant side because we put all of our purses and bags on our non-dominant side, so we tend to be stronger on that side. Men tend to pull to their dominant side. So whether you swim like a drunken sailor, kind of pulling way to one side and then overcorrecting to the other side, or whether you swim in circles, everyone swims to one side or the other. So the two main big reasons are to cite is that if you swim straighter, you swim less and you swim faster. And since I know most triathletes love to swim, the faster you get out of the water, the better. And the next main reason is to navigate traffic. So when you get into what I call traffic, you need to be able to see where you're going so that you can get out of that situation. So if you're getting into what I call a squeeze play, you have to be able to pop up and navigate your way around that. So those are the two main reasons to be able to look where you're going. There's a common misconception about sighting, and that is that you are going to take a huge look where you're going. So you're going to look up, look around, have a big sort of glimpse of where you're going. Sighting is a glimpse. You're looking for those big, colorful buoys, whether they be the Max Performance trapezoidal white buoys or the big circular orange buoys. You're looking up briefly to get an idea where you are. So if you're wearing glasses and blind as a bat, you don't have to worry about that. You're just looking for those colorful buoys to kind of get an idea where you are. So you're going to look up, take a quick look, stay on track. Another thing that's important about sighting is to not only know where the buoys are, but know the route. So if you're looking behind me at that kind of light colored tree right there, you want to look for something in the water, but then also something beyond the tree. So if you're looking at a buoy in the direction of that tree, you want to look beyond the buoy so that you know where you're going in case you do something like lose the buoy in the sun, which often happens in the morning as the sun comes up. You may lose the buoy in the sun, so you want to know the route, know where you're going. So there are two main ways to sight. One is what I call to use a recovery stroke, and the other one is to use the lifeguard look. Okay, next one. And the two recovery strokes are breaststroke and sidestroke. And breaststroke is done, the recovery strokes are great for people who are less confident swimmers, people who have, or people are having any kind of trouble breathing. If you're getting into what I call an anxiety situation, I never like to use the word panic. You let that word enter your vocabulary, you're going to have some trouble, then you kind of get yourself into a psyched out situation. But if you're having an anxiety situation, you're having breathing issues, the recovery strokes are great to get your breathing under control. And they're great. The recovery strokes are also a great way to extend your freestyle. So if you find that you get exhausted while swimming freestyle, you could start out by swimming a little freestyle, do the recovery strokes, do a little bit more freestyle, do the recovery strokes, and then it extends your ability to do freestyle, which will also make you go faster. So the first recovery stroke is breaststroke. And people have asked me how to do breaststroke, and my sister went to go see Janet Evans, who was an Olympian in the 80s, and she's a great freestyler, and she taught my sister this great way of learning how to do it. And it is scoop up the cookie dough, put it in your mouth, and push away the bowl. Scoop up the cookie dough, put it in your mouth, and push away the bowl. And then you just add the frog kick, which is a little harder, but if you're not great at the frog kick, you could just kind of drag your legs along. Another great recovery stroke is sidestroke, which is great because your head is completely out of the water and you are resting, and you are going to, my little joke for that is you're going to pick the apples, put them in the basket. Pick the apples, put them in the basket. Now the problem with this is that you're looking this way and you need to kind of give yourself a look where you're going. So you're going to do this, pick the apples, where am I going? Pick the apples, where am I going? But I like this better than breaststroke personally because it allows you a really great transition to freestyle. So your hands here, take a breath, and go right back into freestyle. So I find this to be a great recovery stroke. More advanced is way to sight is doing what I call a lifeguard or Tarzan look. For people of a certain age, you may remember the live-action Tarzan movie where he swam with his head completely out of the water. And this is a more advanced way of sighting. You incorporate it completely into your freestyle if you're not going to stop your freestyle stroke. It is a little bit more tiring, so you want to practice it. But what I teach my swimmers is to incorporate it into your breath. So if you are in the middle of your breath, you hand down here, breath up and down. So you can do it in one of two ways. You can come up, over and down to maintain your rotation. If you do the straight up and down, that's fine, but you are at that point losing your body's rotation, which maintains your hydrodynamics and your efficiency in the water. So I try to teach my swimmers to come up and down or up and down within their stroke and maintain their rotation. It maintains forward motion and they're better hydrodynamic. This takes a little bit more energy. It's important that you don't do this using just your neck. And so there's 3 keys to getting this, to getting your head out of the water to doing this. If you're going to breathe on your right side, you're going to use your left hand to push you up, use your glutes and lower back to pull you up, and give yourself a little kick to give yourself an emphasis, a little oomph. So you want to push with your hand, pull with your glutes, and give yourself a kick. However, that's a lot to think about. So what I try and teach my swimmers to do is pick a couple of those, maybe 2 to think about. So either the push and pull or the push and kick, whichever is the most effective for them. Remember, it's important to practice this particular sighting method because it does take more energy. So these are the 2 main sighting reasons, and again, you want to make sure you're sighting as often as you can because everybody has a pull to one side or the other, and the more you practice your sighting, the more efficient you will become with it, the more it'll become integral in your stroke, and the straighter you'll swim. All right, I hope these demonstrations help. Talk to you soon.